Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. That's right, I'm reviewing Spongebob Squarepants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Try saying that name 5 times fast, seriously. Now, this game was published by THQ Nordic and developed by Purple Lamp Studios. The original developer, I believe, was Heavy Iron Studios for the original version. And this remastered version was just released on June 23rd of 2020 on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Now, like I said, it is a remastered version of the 2003 original with additional cut content added back in, a remastered soundtrack, and a multiplayer horde mode that can be played online or offline local co-op, and it's got 26 levels in the multiplayer horde mode. The other thing I have to point out about this game before I get into details is they seem to have 3 special editions for this. Now, since this is a remastered, it's not a full price game, which I do appreciate, and you can pick it up for $29.95, basically $30 for the standard edition version, or you can get the Shiny Edition or the FUN Edition. Here's where the funny things happen. The Shiny Edition comes with 6 lithographs, a bunch of stickers, full-size tennis socks, and a SpongeBob SquarePants figure with him and Gary as he holds up the golden spatula that has a posable tongue. This edition here, the Shiny Edition, only costs $150. $150. I will admit, the statue you get, the little figure, is rather large and very highly detailed and nice, but $150? Really? Come on. But that's not it. That's not it, people. You can also get the FUN edition, the Fun edition, and it comes with all of the stuff that you get in the Shiny edition, but you also get a Patrick and Sandy figure and 5 Tiki key rings. And get this, for this one, it's only $300. Yeah, I'm not kidding. $300. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants like most people are, but I can't see myself paying $150 or $30 for a nice figure. No, it's not worth it. Now, besides that, I will admit this is a pretty decent remaster. It's not one of the greatest ones out there where they've rebuilt it from all the way the ground up, but it is a decent one. It also has the original archived voice recordings, and if you want to, you can actually have the subtitles in 7 different languages, which is nice. So if you want to have a Cantonese SpongeBob, you can do that, which is great. Now, keep in mind, since this is an average edition style remaster, it does come with better graphics, 4K graphics with enhanced detail, and the designs of the levels are still the same, and the gameplay is, but it does have minor enhancements with it. It's mainly the addition of the 4K resolution, the graphics being bumped up, looks a lot better now that it's running on Unreal Engine 4, and like I said, the music's been remastered, which is fantastic music, and the cut content being added back in, along with the horde mode, the multiplayer mode. Even though it's 26 levels, it's something you'll play like once, and maybe if you got kids with you or something, you might play it more than that. But I found myself, I played it once just to try to play it, and it was kind of disappointing because it seemed to me like most of the playable characters kind of sort of just played like reskins. It wasn't really like they really had a unique ability. I mean, sure, they had different weapons, but they all kind of functioned the same. There was no uniqueness to the characters that you played as you go around killing all these enemies before you fight a giant robot Squidward. I mean, it's okay, I guess. Now, like I said, for $30, it's definitely not a bad game. The original was really fun to play. I absolutely love the original, because it is a decent game for its time. And this one does come with with upgraded visuals, a higher frame rate that's buttery smooth. So even when you have a bunch of enemies on screen, it doesn't slow down. Which seriously, it shouldn't slow down anyhow. And like I said, the cut content that's been added back into the game. I mean, it is a cult classic and it's great, but I also have to point out some issues that this remaster actually has. Now, first of all, the basic game, if you haven't played it, I'm not going to get into the story. It's a stupid story. Basically, you got Plankton that's creating robots, and they turn against him, and you have to fight all these bosses and everything like that. And it's your standard issue collectathon, really. It's like a Banjo-Kazooie style game, really. And honestly, it's fun, it's great, but it is a collectathon. If you were expecting them to do a remaster this, like they did with like Crash Bandicoot, where it's still structurally the same levels, but everything's been enhanced. It's similar, but not quite up to that high standards. So it's still way better than the original, but there are some major issues with it. Now, like some slight pop in, which that doesn't deter you from playing the game. You can still play the game, no problem. But I have to point out there is some slight pop in when changing from certain areas. And the other thing, which hopefully they'll have a patch for soon, at least on the version I played, they have this very annoying glitch or something that whenever you change characters, let's just say you go in and you change your control configuration. Well, when you change characters, it defaults your controller settings. So if you have it set for your movement, like you reverse the up and down and stuff like that, it reverts it back every time you switch a character. So you have to go into the options screen and change that each time. Hopefully they'll fix that, because that is really, really annoying. Other than that, that's really the only nitpicks I can say with this game. It's not like massively rebuilt from the ground up. It does have the cut content put back in. It does play great. It looks a lot better than the original version. It runs buttery smooth. Other than slight issues with like maybe some pop in, honestly, they even added some new stuff to it, including like pause screens and like the world map now. You actually see some artwork. You get to see some cool stuff like the world map. You get to see each different world on this big world map now, this page, instead of before it was just like the way the islands were. And I do like the pause screen. It does add some decent content to this game. And honestly, if you were a fan of the original and you want to go back and play it again, I can recommend it. It's a pretty decent long game, and it's not uber challenging except for a couple parts which were actually kind of difficult. But other than that, it's a fun game to pick up and play. If you're nostalgic, you want to remember playing it from like you did before, or you have kids that like SpongeBob and you want them to try out and playing a pretty decent collectathon platformer, I can actually say for the price of only $30, I can recommend picking up and playing Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated today. It's actually a pretty good game, a nice remastered edition. I love the fact they added in cut content, including new boss battles and a couple new stages to it. And, with the voiceover work, even though I noticed Mr. Krabs' voice is not the same guy. They must not have been able to get Mr. Krabs back. That is not Mr. Krabs' voice. You ain't fooling me with that shit. But, honestly, in the end, it is a really decent remaster, and I love it when they actually do remasters that are actually good, and they end up actually being a decent price. I can't say that the same for the Shiny Edition or the FUN Edition. They ought to call the FUN Edition the FUCKYU Edition, because I think that's what it is when it's hitting you in the pocketbook for friggin' $300. But other than those two editions that I think are overpriced, in the end, I can recommend that you play SpongeBob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated today. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. Please leave in the comments below if you played this game. If you remember playing the original, do you love it or not? Do you like this remaster? Leave a comment. I always like responding to each and every one of them. Hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos. And remember to hit the subscribe button, please. I think less than 10% of you people that watch my videos are subscribed. Not that it really matters, but I just got to say that. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.